Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into some pretty heavy stuff regarding the Department for Work and Pensions, or DWP, and their new powers aimed at tackling fraud.
This is super important because it affects vulnerable populations, and we need to unpack what this really means for them. So, hang tight as we explore the implications, concerns, and what we can do about it.
So, the DWP has announced some new measures to combat fraud, and on one hand, that sounds good, right? We want to make sure that benefits go to those who really need them.
But this announcement comes with some serious consequences for anyone found committing fraud, including the potential removal of licenses. That's a big deal. There are also new safeguards proposed, like reporting mechanisms and independent oversight, which, honestly, sounds like a step in the right direction. But let's be real, there's a lot more to consider.
Campaigners, like Silkie Carlos, are raising some really valid concerns about these measures and the balance between tackling fraud and protecting individual rights.
It's scary to think that we might end up with a two-tier justice system for people on welfare. I mean, what happens if someone gets wrongfully accused? There have been real examples of DWP errors leading to wrongful accusations of debt, and that's just heartbreaking. And then there's the financial side of things.
The cost of benefit overpayments and errors can be massive. We're talking about people who are already struggling financially. Picture this: someone barely making ends meet, suddenly facing the stress of a wrongful accusation.
That's not just unfair, it's downright cruel. Now, the government is making all these claims about safeguards and how everything is going to be just fine. But there's a lot of public skepticism. People are worried about invasive measures, like the potential for the DWP to access bank accounts.
It's like, where do we draw the line? We want to fight fraud, but at what cost? Voices from campaigners and experts, including Micheal Erhardt, are emphasizing the need to address the root causes of welfare issues. It's not just about cutting down on fraud. It's also about making sure that benefits are at appropriate levels for those who need them.
If people are struggling to survive, implementing harsh measures isn't the answer. It's just going to create more problems. So, wrapping this all up, the potential impact of these new powers on vulnerable individuals is huge. We really need ongoing dialogue and scrutiny regarding these government actions and welfare reforms. It's our responsibility to stay informed and advocate for those who may not have a voice in these discussions.
Now, I know this is a lot to take in, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed or frustrated. But, what's important here is that we channel that energy into something positive.
Let's be grateful for the awareness this brings and the opportunity to speak out. I want to encourage you all to subscribe if you find this content valuable, like it if you agree, and definitely comment with your thoughts.
Remember, we're all in this together. Let's keep the conversation going and ensure that we're not just talking about reforms, but also advocating for fairness and compassion in our welfare system.
Thanks for tuning in, and let's keep pushing for change.